Hello and welcome to this week's SEGA News Bits Extra. I'm Barry, with me is George.
Hello, everybody.
There he is. And so, as you know, we're going to be covering some news stories that aren't on our regular YouTube channel. This is for Patreon backers only, so welcome. Thank you for your support. And you might notice this episode's hitting just a little bit earlier. Usually we release these Mondays, but there's a lot of news to cover. There's some of us are going to be away over the weekend, so we're getting this to you a little bit earlier, so enjoy. So the first bit of news we're going to be talking about is IDW Sonic the Hedgehog #1 selling out. Sonic finally sells out. What do you think about this, George?
I think it was going to happen anyway because, this is a reboot. It's a pretty important reboot. The Archie series was actually pretty popular. It ran for like 25 years. And I think Sonic fans have been hungry for a reboot of this franchise for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, this is releasing around the 25th anniversary of the first main series issue of the Archie comics. The miniseries released a little bit earlier, but it's surprising. Like, it's been 25 years. I wonder, though, do you think they just intentionally didn't make that many copies so it would sell out?
You know, I think about that all the time when I see all these, selling out things, but is that really good for business that you're fans didn't get the first pressing? I mean, I don't know. I guess we were going to see when the numbers come out.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, so I guess we'll see how much it actually sold.
Yeah, I frequent two comic book stores. Both of them I went on the day of just to, pick up the issues and check out the stock levels because I'm a dork. And I believe both of them had at least 2 issues left. And of those 2, one was a variant cover. So I went in and I got mine from behind the desk, so they put it on hold, and then I grabbed my variant. So really, they were down to 1, and that was around noon on release day. So,
maybe it has sold out.
Yeah. And so they will be reprinting it. There's going to be a second run. It's hitting stores on May 2nd, 2018. Again, there's going to be a variant cover. This time the IDW tag is red and the background's missing. What do you think about this cover?
It looks pretty alright, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
I never really pick up second printings or anything. I try to, if I'm going to buy a comic, it'll be the first week. Might as well.
I guess if you hate Green Hill Zone, this cover's great.
Yeah.
So congrats to them. And issue 2's already out. You can check out our video on that, which is going to be out by the time we release this. And then issue 3 releases next Wednesday, issue 4 the Wednesday after that, and then it's going to go monthly from there. So the next story we're going to be talking about, this just released on the day we're recording this. Stories of the Dragon, The Legend of Kazuma Kiro live-action series is releasing to promote Yakuza 6. It's 3 YouTube shorts that are featuring English actors. It's filmed in Japan, and I was surprised by this. Did this surprise you?
Yeah, I mean, why? But, I know what they're trying to do, but it's so weird going from, them not even funding one translation to one game, before Yakuza 5 where everybody had to beg for it, to, hey, look at all this budget we're putting into this franchise now just to advertise it to people.
Yeah.
That's a huge jump, and it's kind of weird. I don't know if I'm ever going to be, used to Sega making good decisions, at least. I feel like this is a good decision for the franchise, and it's been a long time since they've even cared about their own in-house Japanese brands. So to me, it's what are they doing? This is not normal, but
Yeah.
hopefully it works out.
Do you think it's an effective way to market the game to people who have not decided to pick it up or don't know about Yakuza?
That's a good question. I mean, how do you reach out to these people?
Yeah.
The way Sega's doing it is they're trying to show them the lore, I guess, of the games, and hopefully they'll come and buy in.
Yeah.
It's hard to do that. I think just that Yakuza 6 could be played by anybody, even if you never played a Yakuza game. I think that they should just, I don't know, how do people get into Fallout 3? How do people get into Skyrim or something? When they're, the 5th or 4th entry into a franchise all the time. It's hard. I don't know. That's a good question. What do you think?
I mean, if I were not into the franchise or didn't know what this is, I don't think these would appeal to me. They're cool. I would watch them, but I don't know if it would sell me on the game. I think my only problem with them is that they're English actors, and when you watch these, it feels weird. I'm reminded of Yakuza 1's localization, and I kind of made a joke about Mark Hamill online to Sam Mullen, but you know, it was like they're very like, you know, they're very approachable if you're an English speaker, but you know, you pick up the game and you go, oh boy, I'm going to be reading a lot. And it was filmed in Japan, which is even weirder. It kind of reminds me of like Shenmue, you know, where it's like, excuse me, you know, it's a little off-putting that they're speaking English.
Yeah, I agree.
My other concern, like I'm really nitpicking these, is the fact that they're all based off of sub-stories from previous games, which only like super fans would really pick out. And if that's the case, they're already pre-ordered the game. Like, this is just supplemental for them. This is just cool extra stuff. So it's cool they exist. I'm kind of perplexed by the intention of them. And I mean, I'm just going to take a quick look at the view count. Not insanely high. Like, the first one has 3,000 views, which isn't, it's not bad, but I mean, we've done Newsbits videos that have gotten more views than that.
Oh yeah.
So the fact that this is like a pretty major franchise, and I think one issue is the title of them. It just says Stories of the Dragon Chapter 1: The Bouncer. Like, I think that's just bad YouTube video titling on their part.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I'm sorry, I don't mean to be negative, but it's just I'm kind of perplexed by these. They're kind of strange. They're cool, but like, I think if they didn't do them, they would be in the same place they are now.
Yeah, I probably agree with you there.
This next bit of news. So SEGA is asking fans to vote on if they want Sonic, Yakuza, or Virtua Fighter cameo outfits in Persona 3 Dancing Moon Knight and Persona 5 Dancing Star Knight. And this is the SEGA of Japan account.
Yeah.
You wrote this story. What do you know about this?
Well, I mean, that's basically the whole story. Like, they just want you to vote on a poll on Twitter, what costumes you want. I actually voted. I voted personally for Virtual Fighter because I think it's one of those franchises that it's not going to get that much love from people on the internet.
Yeah.
What do you vote for?
Virtua Fighter, because I want another game in the franchise, and I feel like it would probably look best on the Persona characters.
Yeah, Sonic would be kind of weird, but I think Sonic's most likely will take it because of the fan base.
Yeah, I mean, and it's our fault for newsing it, because now all these Sonic fans who don't speak Japanese are like, oh, I'm going to vote for Sonic.
It's probably a good thing, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, it like you did for the header image. It's kind of like what Sonic Forces did, and that included a Persona image as well. So it's cool to see these crossovers. You know, to pull out a dead meme, like, why not both? Why not three of them? You know, why not all of them? Who cares?
That's
They're costumes. Right. Yeah. So that's exciting. Hopefully that Virtua Fighter mention there means something. Sega Fest is coming up as we record this, so who knows if something happens this weekend. This next bit of news, I'm excited for this, even though it does not affect me at all. Sonic Generations and Panzer Dragoon Orta are joining the Xbox One backwards compatibility program. And that's cool. What do you think about this? I know you're not the biggest Xbox fan.
No, I mean, I just don't like the direction of the new Xbox, but I really think the backwards compatible thing is something cool that Microsoft is offering to their fans.
For
that
sure.
Sony is ignoring, obviously. Like, they have just been re-releasing games and then charging you full price. Yeah. I think it's cool that they would do this emulation. I don't know if it's helping them as a company, but I sure know that it's helping their fan base stay more positive about what's happening with the brand. Like, they shifted brand, you know. When you shift a brand that much, like they have, it's hard to get folk back on focus. So it's cool that they have this stuff coming out slowly. And playing Sonic Generations at 4K, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like this is a move from a company that's feeling the pressure of not being number 2 or even number 3. They're at 3rd place right now, right?
I think they're barely
Xbox?
at. I think they're still at number 2, but like it's not. The Switch is selling pretty well.
Yeah, and so you know it's great for fans, but I remember because I was on board with the 360, and I remember when the 360 was trying to topple the PS3 or really compete with it, they did a lot of really cool things for 360 owners. And Xbox One, I feel like they didn't do that for a long time, and now they're finally like, really doing some interesting things that would get people to buy the hardware. I wouldn't get an Xbox One for this, though. If Jet Set Radio Future were announced, I would consider it, like, if there was a sale, because I would love to have like a real nice way to play those, because the 360 versions are not that great.
Oh yeah, no.
The backwards compatibility for both Orta and for JSRF, as we call it. So good on them for doing that. This last bit of news, I almost debated not talking about because it's really not news. So the Sega Games COO, Kenji Matsubara, wants to bring the AtGames Sega Genesis flashback to Japan. This thing's a piece of crap. We've talked about it before. AtGames does not know how to make hardware that matches the quality of the original Sega builds. No offense to people who make things in Taiwan, but like made in Taiwan is not something I look for when I'm buying electronics. So what do you think about this this move on Sega of Japan's part?
I think it's a mistake, and I know at Sega Fest they're gonna have this like whole floor dedicated to the Mega Drive and the Dreamcast because they're turning 20 and I think 30.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I hope they don't just unveil like, hey, look, the AtGames thing that you guys have in America. That's what we're bringing to you, Japanese people.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a waste of time. It's already bad enough that most people in Japan are kind of leaving console space and they're trying to go more mobile.
Yeah.
Might as well just launch Sega Forever. I don't even know. Is it launched in Japan?
That's a good question. I don't think it has. I don't think so.
So, I mean, I don't think the AtGames console is going to do much. I actually wish that Sega would have gotten their hardware people back together. I mean, some of them still work at the company, I hear. So, put down together their own version of what the Mega Drive would be, at least spec-wise, and how the quality assurance, right?
Right, yeah, and working with an external company to create it is not a bad idea. It's just AtGames is such a bad option.
Basically.
Yeah, my dream idea has been a like Sega Classics plug and play that has all the M2 ports on it. So you get like, I mean, they've done so many of them that they spend a little extra time and create a machine that plays, all those hits. But nah, they won't do that. And I just wanted to mention, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but some people were reporting on this, claiming that Sega's returning to the hardware market. That's a very, very, very incorrect clickbaity way to get people to visit your site, so shame on you. But this is not. Now, if Kenji Matsubara said, "Oh, we might release other hardware," like everyone says that. We've been doing Sega news for so long that you get a. What is it? Jurgen Post was saying, like, yeah, we could see every single Dreamcast game on modern consoles soon. And then we got, like, what? 4?
Soon? Yeah, I know. They said something like 150 by next summer, and it was like, we got 4. Wow.
So,
thank you.
Like, that's not even grain of salt. Like, he's not a key... he is a key decision maker, but it's not the direction that Sega's taking. And it's just not going to happen. I'm sorry. Like, this is all that the story was, really. So, oh well. What a downer to end this week on. But is there anything else you wanted to add before we sign off?
No, just give us feedback on what you want to see next week's episode. We're going to have Sega Fest this week, so you'll probably see something on that on the website. Hopefully they announce something awesome, because they've been teasing it for a while. And we'll catch you on the next week's episode.
See you then. Bye.